And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. We're live here at Pimlico Racecourse. I'm Stanton Salter, Keith Fusel, our odds maker here, as we're just 6 days away from the 142nd Preakness Stakes next Saturday. And, well, the nice weather we've been hearing about, it's finally here, my man.
Good to see. We've battled through a lot.
Yep.
We've got this. Let's hope it holds sway through the end of next week and get us off to a really good start today, though. A nice little card. We are on the turf course.
Yep.
Finally, good to see. Waiting to see how this turf course plays, but great to have some good weather back.
And they're calling for this weather all week long. So get your tickets now, Preakness.com. All the latest news on Preakness.com. We have some nice video from this morning here at Pimlico to show you the Kentucky Derby winner. He's still thriving for trainer Todd Pletcher. He galloped here at Pimlico. Let's show you that now. He went out right at 6 a.m., the normal time he's been going out every morning since he arrived here. A nice, strong gallop under exercise rider Nick Bush. This horse is really finding his stride. He had it before the Derby, and I think maybe even better now after the Derby. He's really going comfortably and very strong in the draw range with Nick Bush.
Yeah, looks like he hasn't missed a beat, really, since the Kentucky Derby. And before we go any further, happy Mother's Day to everybody,
Yes,
Stan.
yes.
We've got a great day, and if it weren't for my mom, I probably wouldn't be here right now,
Yep,
and a
too.
big influence in horse racing. Her, speaking of exercise riders, her father, Cecil Kaufman, our old press box mutual clerk, was the exercise rider of a pretty good horse over at Sagamore named Dancer.
Big Gray.
Yeah.
And there's Always Dreaming. We have some specials here for Mother's Day. We'll tell you about that. There was Always Dreaming schooling at the gate this morning after his gallop. He galloped about 1.5 miles and then went to school at the gate. So he's all systems go for Always Dreaming. Todd Pletcher very, very pleased and confident about his Kentucky Derby winner. Here's what he had to say this morning.
I thought it went super. Very good gallop. Stretched him out a little bit. Went about almost 1.5 miles, and went back, stood at the gate. Perfect gentleman. Walked right in. Looked great. So everything went perfectly.
He's probably always. All right, so Todd Pletcher, very confident and happy with his Kentucky Derby winner, and he also worked, and that's going to be the favorite for the Preakness. He also worked Moana, a nice filly for the Black-Eyed Susan. Let's show you that here real quick. She had a nice half-mile work, galloped out 5 furlongs this morning here at Pimlico. And looking at the Black-Eyed Susan, a bunch of fillies nominated for that race, and they're taking entries today for Black-Eyed Susan Day and all the other stake races. Here's Moana, 3-year-old filly by Uncle Mo. Just broke her maiden against maiden special weight at Keeneland. Sharp work this morning here under exercise rider Nick Bush.
Yeah, big improvement. Second time out, breaks the maiden. Now going to get thrown right into it for the Black-Eyed Susan. It's a major step up, but, Pletcher, we've seen it time and time again. He can get the job done, but always dreaming going back to him. Boy, like I say, he looks good. I knew when I was up on the roof at Churchill looking down when I left him out of my pick 4 ticket. I knew I was in trouble. Boy, he looked good that day. Yeah.
Is he a single this year in the Preakness?
No, I'm not going to single him. No.
All right. There'll be some other ones in there. In fact, there's 10 going there right now. Some disappointing news here this morning. Royal Mo for trainer John Sheriffs was breezing this morning here under jockey Gary Stevens. The work didn't go too well. He had to pull up in the work. Looks like there's some issues with the sesamoid, but we had some of the best vets in the country right here at Pimlico. Dr. Dan Dreyfus was back there at the barn after the work with trainer John Sheriffs. They got the horse right up to New Bolton, and he's getting taken care of up there at New Bolton. So Royal Mo out of the Preakness, but he's at one of the best hospitals in the country right now, and I think they're pretty optimistic that things will go well as far as getting him back in shape.
That would be good.
So 10 horses right now for the 142nd Preakness Stakes next Saturday. Always Dreaming, Classic Empire, I believe, is due to arrive tomorrow. Cloud Computing, Conquest Mo Money. Gunavera is here. Gunavera arrived yesterday. What a good-looking horse he is for trainer Antonio Sano. Hence, Multiplier, Senior Investment, Term of Art, and Derby runner-up Looking at Lee. That's who's aiming for the Preakness next Saturday. Preakness.com, that's where you get all your tickets and information. Some great recent press releases as well on the Preakness.com website. You mentioned Mother's Day. And of course, we're going to have a Mother's Day celebration here at Pimlico today. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Mother's Day buffet here make it a winning Mother's Day tradition and treat mom to brunch out here in the dining room. Always a popular tradition here at Pimlico. So kind of beautiful weather. The nice weather's out here. Bring mom out to the races.
Absolutely.
All right, so tomorrow, so that's for today here. We wrap up opening week here today at Pimlico. Next Friday, of course, is Black Eyed Susan Day, along with the Pimlico special. Get your the Ultimate Girls Day out as well next Friday. It's a day-long entertainment. Includes thoroughbred racing featuring the Black Eyed Susan, Pimlico special, shopping in the Girls Galleria, the Hooves and Heels fashion event, and along with a celebrity handicapping seminar and book signing. So tickets start at just $40 next Friday for the Black Eyed Susan. Always a great big day before Preakness Day.
The toughest thing is Preakness weekend for me, the whole week. It's the wife when she goes out and shops and tries to get the right dress. We went through it again this morning. Does this look good? I mean, it's tough. I mean, the handicap in the races are a lot easier than kind of getting her through her dress preparation stand.
Well, good luck with all that.
I'm telling you.
All right, the big dance next Saturday, Preakness 142. Get your tickets today. And don't forget the Budweiser Infield Fest, the Mid-Atlantic's biggest party. Day-long festival features the top horses in the country and music's hottest artists with headliner Sam Hunt, special guest Zed, Good Charlotte, Low Cash, and High Valley. So get your tickets now at Preakness.com. We mentioned Gunavera arrived yesterday. We have video of that. Let's show you Gunavera here. If we can, there we go. Here's Gunavera, who was your Fountain of Youth winner, third in the Florida Derby. And what a good-looking horse he was. Here's Gunavera arriving yesterday at Pimlico.
And just see kind of how he reacts. He's had a busy schedule.
Yep.
Stan, I liked him. I thought he was going to run a bang-up race in the Derby. He encountered trouble at the start and just really couldn't recover. Didn't make a significant impact late, but wouldn't surprise me if he rebounds and moves back up off of those couple Florida tries.
All right, so there he is, good-looking horse. He'll hopefully get a better trip here in the Preakness. Let's show you the track conditions, carryovers, and everything. Decent carryover today in the Rainbow Pick. They bet over 4,000 into that Pick 6 yesterday. Strong handle in the Pick 6. We'll have a main fast track, and look at that turf course looking beautiful. You're thinking somewhere in between good and yielding?
Yeah, we're just going to have to monitor. Like I say, they were rolling this turf course yesterday before I left, probably around 5:30, 6 o'clock or 6 o'clock yesterday evening. So it looks great. We're just going to have to see how they travel over the first race and see how it goes.
All right, we'll start on the turf in race 1 here today. So beautiful track conditions, 70s and sunny. Nice carryover in that Rainbow Pick 6. That starts in race 4, a little over 2,100 in today's Rainbow Pick 6 carryover. All right, let's get right to it here. In the opener, race 1's going to kick off the early Pick 5. It's an industry low, 12% takeout in both Pick 5s. The early Pick 5's a mandatory payout. I have a ticket for it here, a $36 play. Let's take a look here at the early Pick 5 ticket. I'll go 4. There we go. Yep, 4 deep here in race 1 using the 1, 3, 5, 6, using 2 horses in the second, 3 horses in both races 3 and 4. Our key, my best bet of the day, race 5, number 8, more stormy weather. Looking for back-to-back wins for trainer Scott Lake. Should get a nice trip from the outside with Joe Moore Torres. So our key on the 8, more stormy weather here for this early Pick 5. Early Pick 5 yesterday paid a little over $1,100, I believe.
Yeah,
you get a couple prices on your early Pick 5 ticket. It plays to pay. Let's take a look here. We're on the turf here for the opener. Race 1 going a mile on the 16th. Rails at 15 feet. Maiden claiming $25,000 for affiliate mares. And I'll go with the 3, Justice Skosh. Blinkers on this 3-year-old filly by Jump Start for trainer Carl Duran. A good second on a good turf course, 2 starts ago at Laurel Park, going a mile at this maiden $25,000 level. Stepped up into a tough maiden 40 last out at Laurel. Just ran okay that day. They paired up a couple similar buyer speed figures. Might improve today with the first-time blinkers on. Gets a good turf course and gets a top rider, Jevion Toledo. Should get a nice trip from the inside.
Yeah, drops back down a notch to the 25. The blinkers go on. Should sit a forward trip in here. We're down to a 5-horse field in the opener. Just a scotch. Going to need a little bit more closing punch, though, I think. The favorite looks awfully tough here, the 6-horse. Expect a Kitten for Graham. Motion and Secure Investments. Frustration, it looks like it's kind of set in for the connections. They thought this horse was going to be a good one. She really hasn't quite panned out. A $200,000 purchase now drops down from $75 up in New York to $25,000 here. She keys up against the right kind of horses. I think within this field, she'll be able to stay fairly close and just grind them down late. She just looks like she's got too much against this field.
Strong connections here. Grand Motion jockey Trevor McCarthy. Congratulations to Trevor McCarthy.
Yeah, that's right.
He got a win number 1,000 yesterday in the stake race up there at Monmouth. He'll be riding here today, so congratulations to Trevor McCarthy. And, this is the horse to beat, 9 to 5, morning line. Motion McCarthy. I use that horse in my top 3, but we also like this first-time starter as well, the 4, Annie Boo Boo by Albert the Great. First-time starter from the Hammy Smith barn, Sheldon Russell aboard. This horse is a half-sister to Talk Show Man, who won the Henry Clark before. Did he win the Dixie as well? He ran in the Dixie a couple times.
Just Jack is in the mix there, in the breeding.
They both combined to make over $500,000. Is there a little bit of a question mark why the horse is in for 25, maybe?
I would think so. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's a little interesting. By Albert the Great, not quite sure how that will relate to the turf course, but catches a short field and no real killers for its debut run. But expect a Kitten. You look back, she keeps up against emphatically, who's grade 3 stakes placed. This should be the confidence builder for her today. Wish we had a better price. Maybe the 1, the Big Breakfast. You see Learfan on the bottom, one of my favorite turf influences. Learfan toss the debut off slow in a sprint. Maybe this horse will try to go ahead and take it right to the front. Half to a 2-time turf route winner.
All right, same 4 horses there in the opener for Keith and I. Race 1 kicks off that early pick 5. We start the early pick 4 here in the second race, claiming 11,000 3-year-old fillies going 5.5 furlongs. I like the 5-1 here. I'm getting on the 2. Brooks on Fire, first off the claim for trainer Billy Campbell. Sheldon Russell aboard, a nice win against Nickel, 2 life last out. Billy Campbell does well with his in the claiming game. He waits. Oh no, this horse stepping up in condition here off the claim, so a confident move. Ran in the slop last time at Laurel Park. We'll have a fast track today, but like we were talking about, there's still some moisture out there in the track. So this filly likes a little moisture in the track. I'll go with her on top here with Russell aboard.
Hedging back in the right direction, as you say, Billy Campbell, he does well. He does well with lower claimers throughout the last several years. You're going to have a pretty strong favorite, I would think, in the 5, Bal Harbor Miss, coming down for Tim Kreiser. We haven't seen him a lot recently, but Kreiser does win. But, it's a negative move. Allowance down to claiming. It's a negative, kind of an ROI move. Hits it an okay percentage, about a 22% clip. Going to be awfully short. She's going to be the one that went through some blistering opening internals last time before encountering some trouble in mid-stretch. She sets sail. Next street, I think, will take aim. I don't know what the turf tribe was all about last time. But, 3 wins in a row prior to that. Forrest Boyce knows this filly well, knows how to rate her perfectly. I think Chipside included a little higher price. Salzman angle will go here. Salzman Jr., Chipside included, was almost even money against Next Street last time out. Didn't fire at all. But when she's on her game, you can see that she can run a mid-50 buyer. A little freshening. The barn does well here. Almost, close to a $3.50 ROI with a good percentage. Chipside included to maybe pull a minor upset, freshened up and ready to go.
All right, I like that one. I'll use that one in my top 4. Carlos Carrasco aboard. We both like the 5 here. Bal Harbor Miss, Whitney aboard for Tim Kreiser. This horse dropping from Allowance Company, and the 2 starts off the claim. Big drop here to the open 11 from those allowance tries. Hasn't run too good since being claimed, but I think the barn doing the right thing here, dropping down to this level.
This looks like, hey, let's win and sell her. That's what it looks like to me, Stan.
All right, next street should get back in good form there. The 3 with Forrest Boyce aboard. All right, let's turn the page here. That pick 6 starts in race 4, but let's tell you about the 3rd race first. It's claiming 20,000 filly and mares 3 and up, a mile and a 16th on the turf course with the rail at 15 feet. The 1 Blake's Magic hopefully gets a nice ground-saving trip from the inside. Just forget about that last race. The rider fell off at the break, but a good second 2 starts ago, going 2 turns on the grass down there at Tampa Bay. The winner would come back to win out of that race. This horse is an 8-time winner on the grass. She's made almost a couple $100,000 on the turf. I like
Yeah.
the one, Blake's Magic, my top pick here.
Okay, yeah. I mean, her Maryland tries, her Laurel tries a few months ago leave a little bit to be desired. Last time out, tossed it, stumbled, lost the rider. I'm just a little suspect of the company lines at Tampa. It looks like she loved the turf course down there. And a mile and a 16th, I kind of like her a little bit better at a mile. I think Emelina is on the engine today. I think she got what she needed. 2 races under her belt. There's no real speed in here. I think Emelina, who's run against better horses on the grass course, horses that have gone on to run well in 2 other tans. I think Emelina can go ahead and control this race and take them wire to wire.
Yeah, she's run some huge races, and we'll see how the speeds carrying maybe in the first race that's on the grass. But Emelina, she always goes. They can't rate her. She just opens up by 4 or 5. And I think Russell's won on her before on the turf. Well, Russell was on her for that nice allowance win with an 80 Beyer speed figure last September. So he fits the filly well. I like her. I'll use her in the exacta. They're going to have to be. They're all going to be chasing her early on for sure. I throw the 2 in there as well. 2 wonders from the Mike John Betta barn. Steve Hamilton gets aboard. This is the first start in the new barn. The horse that hasn't run since January down there, Tampa. A 10-year-old turf veteran here, 11 wins, almost 300,000 in turf earnings here. Been working at Laurel Park for the comeback, so I like the connections. I'll take a shot with the two wonders at 6-1. I'm overlooking the 6 here, I guess. You have the 6 in the exacta coming off the layoff for Miguel Vera.
Kind of a tough read. It was a tough horse for me to line stand at 9-2. It wouldn't surprise me if she hedges down towards favoritism in this shorter field. Just looking at the barn, first time with trainer, he's 35% with an okay sampling with a positive ROI close to $3. He does well with turf runners, with route runners. Everything's there, but only a few starts here in quite a long time for Casey Lauren. Was able to win for Open 40 in New York back in 2015. They don't really give up on this 5-year-old mare, so I'm going to use her in the mix, no doubt about it. Just scared of the connections.
Yeah, you got to respect Prado on that one. The 4-2, we're all over the place here in this horse. But the 4 been running against, has a couple races under her belt at least. It's the second Trombetta horse in the race. Been running against 2 other than Allowance Company. Finds a little bit of an easier spot here with Fergal Lynch aboard.
Agreed. Just think the class relief might move her up a little bit. She needs that. I expect a little bit more runner out of her last 2. She just hasn't given it. Maybe to drop the 20 gets it done.
All right, let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, today's Rainbow Pick 6 starts in race 4. Keith has a middle pick 4 ticket for you as well in that race. Pick 6 carryover today, a little over 2,100. They bet over 4,000 new money into it yesterday. Paid almost 2,500 on opening day. The pick 6, a good bet here at Pimlico. We'll start with that when we come back. Welcome back today at the races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter, Keith Fustel on a beautiful Sunday afternoon here at Pimlico. We've been waiting for this nice weather. Now we have it. It's supposed to be like this all the way through next weekend, so get your Preakness tickets now. It's going to be beautiful weather for the 2 biggest days of horse racing. Next Friday for Black-Eyed Susan Day. They're taking entries for all those races today. Then they take entries for the Preakness and all the other stakes on Saturday, Wednesday. Don't forget, it's going to be beautiful weather for that infield. I might have to take a trip out to the infield, see Sam Hunt, Zed, Good Charlotte next Saturday. You said all the ladies are going to be coming out for Sam Hunt next Saturday.
I would assume so. Yeah, you could see a lot of sundresses and some cowboy boots on maybe.
Right,
I would think next Saturday.
My kind of crowd.
Yeah.
So get your tickets now, Preakness.com. Rainbow Pick 6 today. They bet over 4,000 into it yesterday with only a $750 carryover. Today's carryover, a little over 2,100. Starts in race 4. I have a ticket, very affordable, $24 play here for me in the Pick 6 today. I'll go with a 2-5-6 here in race 4 to start it off. I'm going to key on my best bet of the day, race 5, number 8, More Stormy Weather, 8-5 for trainer Scott Lake. She's going to be awfully tough to beat. I think she'll get an absolute dream trip from the 8-hole today. I love my key horse there, number 8 in race 5, going 2 deep in races 6 and 7. Race 8's a nice allowance feature for Maryland breds. I'll go 2 deep there. The 1, It's the Journey, going to be tough for Trombetta. But the 5, Parade of Nations, she doesn't miss a beat. Good third, first off the claim, last out for Kieran McGee. Trevor McCarthy aboard. Maybe the 1 gets in a little jackpot from the rail. You have to use McCarthy with the 5, Parade of Nations, I think, there in race 8. And then it's a maiden 10, might be the biggest handle of the day. Race 9, I'll go 5 deep there, and a wide open maiden 10 to conclude my pick 6 ticket.
Yeah, no real slam dunk horses, I would think, along the sequence. I like how, more stormy weather is going to be awfully tough. I only think one other horse could maybe get by. That's Pretz AI. And even if you had her, your ticket's $48. Very affordable for what you're going to be able to go after today.
Well, you have a, let's see how similar we are here.
Okay.
You have Keith has a middle pick 4 ticket here, guys. Let's key that up if we have it. Let's take a look here. Middle pick 4 for Keith. That starts in race 4.
Race 4, $36 play. Going to start it with 2 deep in race 4, the 2 and the 6. Leg 2, the 4 and the 8. Pretz AI and more stormy weather. I think they have the edge. Your horse probably going to get the jump on mine, maybe turn it for home. We'll see what happens from there. 3 deep in race 6. The 1, 5, and 7. Struth coming back to a level in which he looks like he's going to be awfully tough to pulse. Is going to be the one to catch. Never stop looking. We'll make a run from off of it. There it is. Race 7, I had a real struggle with. Not knowing how this turf course is really going to play. I'm picking the 6, typically on top in my selections, but I think there's a myriad of ways to go elsewhere in race 7. That could be the race that maybe blows it up. $36 ticket for that middle pick 4.
All right, so all kinds of betting opportunities here in race 4. Pick 6, pick 4. Let's take a look here. Claiming 5,000, Philly and Mares, never won 2 lifetime. Going a mile in the 16th, the 2, Wire One for trainer Carl Duran. Gets the red hot Trevor McCarthy aboard. That's both of our top picks here in the 4th race. It's going to be tough to beat. Good second last out back in December. Runs fresh today, but we're working well up there at Fair Hill.
Yeah, freshened up. Keys up against Include Gold, who's gone on to do well for Kieran. Didn't run especially well yesterday, but has moved up the ladder. Here's an interesting stat stand on Carl Duran on the 61 to 180-day break. He's 4 for 19 over the last 5 years. Not a huge sample. ROI of $4, over $4. 3 of those have been with route winners. So he's proven to get a horse ready to go off of lap to get a route of ground. You're one, kind of the choice here. Trevor was named on that one, and Mazzy Star goes to the 2. Mazzy Star, we've got a video clip of this 4-year-old filly off her last race on April the 28th, guys, if we've got it. This horse encountered a lot of trouble in that opening race that day on a track that was really kind of kind to outside runners. You're going to see this horse in the blue and about the 2-path, blue with the white, stalking the issue, and really kind of gets in a jackpot. Once it goes to riding, Trevor starts to ask her, coming here to about the 5:16. She's not really responding, but she was on the worst part of the track. You got to give her that. And takes up sharply and ease from there. That's good enough, guys. I know we're a little short on time, but I think she'll come back to a better effort today. Draws to the outside. Should be forwardly placed, I think, 5 o'clock somewhere. Maybe a bomb shot they use, the 3-horse, see how she gets played. She is the lone speed. I think she's the speed of speed. I don't know if she can quite get the mile on 16th, but Mazzy Star will set up a good stalking trip. Might get the jump on your one, but that's Stafford Carl Duran. He's a good ROI kind of trainer. I'm going to put him on top.
All right, so we both like the 2 on top here. We both like the 5 as well. Floor the Force for trainer Jonathan Maldonado. The barn's been on a roll. They had a fantastic Laurel meet, 23% winners on the year. He gets 7 pounds off with the apprentice Carlos Carrasco. Second race back off a brief freshening. First start here in the new barn. Looks like Rudy Rod left his horse down here last out. So Maldonado, maybe a private purchase, must like the horse.
Yeah, he's had a couple, I think, stay down here with Jonathan Maldonado. That's Rudy Rod has left him here. Yeah, the only negative was on the better part of the track and lugged in and stayed on that left lead. She's going to have to show me a little bit more finishing punch, and she's going to be a short price as she was last time.
All right, so I'm 3 deep here.
Okay.
How deep are you here in the 4th?
I went 2 and 6.
Okay, 2 and 6. All right, hopefully we get live in race 4 to kick off that pick 6 and middle pick 4. Race 5, no carryover, but as always, more money back to you with the industry low 12% takeout in the late pick 5. That starts in race 5. Good hand of the pick 5 yesterday paid nice. Late pick 5, the favorite didn't win. It was paying nice with that. Pick 5, late pick 5 paid nice yesterday. They almost hit the rainbow pick 6 again yesterday. There was 3 singles, I believe, going into the last leg yesterday, so for about 4,000.
Wow.
So plays
Yeah.
to play these pick sixes and late pick fives here at Laurel Park. Race 5, we kick it off going 5 furlongs on the turf, claiming 11,000 for Affiliate Mares. My best bet here. You get the 4 Pretzai. I'm going to key on the 8. More stormy weather, a sharp wind at Laurel last out at this level. Jomar Torres was aboard, had a nice stalking trip that day. I think she's going to get a similar trip here today for trainer Scott Lake.
Yeah, a little bit of the speed came out of this race with the scratch of the 6, just funning you. But Sarah's Whisper, bust. That's going to ensure an honest pace. More stormy weather gets that good outside post to stalk. She's proven over a good turf course. I think Pret Sai, though, a reclaim for Schoenthal. Been freshened up. They've been pointing for this. This horse has won on a soft turf. Did it back in 2015 at Laurel. Another good try behind Lovable Lady when checked sharply in the Jamila over the summertime. I think this horse is refreshed, ready to go. More stormy weather might get the jump on her. I think she can wear her down late. One of these two.
All right, I have her in my top 3 here. Schoenthal did well with this filly before, I believe. She's a 3-time winner on the ground. She's made over 100,000. So I used the 4 in my top 3. I'll throw the 3 in there. You get Trevor McCarthy aboard for Grand Motion. This horse coming off a long layoff. Maybe once longer, but has some success sprinting on the turf. A good second, going 7.5 furlongs on the turf last June at Delaware. Did break the maiden, going a mile and 70 at Delaware, and ran 2 turns on the turf last July at Laurel Park. So maybe this is just a prep race for longer races down the road, but if there's a hotly contested pace, you get a top rider, Trevor McCarthy, might be coming late here with the 3 supersized Soldier.
Absolutely, my little price shot to use underneath Lady from Cheyenne, possibly. She's kept decent enough company. She's fresh as well and has run okay on a good turf course.
All right, Jackie Davis there on the 1. So nice turf sprint there in race 5 to kick off that late pick 5. Late pick 4 starts here in race 6. This is a nice sprint for older horses. 3 and up, wide open, claiming 20,000, going 6 furlongs on the main track. We have a video spotlight of the 5, Struth, a Maryland bred for trainer Mike Trombetta by Curlin. Struth is very fast. He's also 1 for 1 here at Pimlico.
Got away with a similar move, too, back on January the 28th. That's the video we're going to show you for the $25,000 level. And Struth was just in perfect position under a firm rating hold, 4 wide, spot you wanted to be around Laurel through the wintertime, and just kind of cruises up to take command. The speed there, Love Rules to the inside, holds on okay, but Struth just a little bit too good here. This was the level. I thought somebody might reach in and grab Struth on this day stand. Nobody did. He got away with it, then went back to the stakes company. Didn't run terrible when kind of sent early. I think this horse is going to be relaxed off the pace of the pulse. You see him here. He holds firm here over a similar type of company. That's good, guys. He's going to get a similar stalking trip today.
I like him. I use him in my exact. I go with the pulse on. All right, so I'm 7.5. You're 5.7. These are, I think, the best 2 horses in the race. The pulse in very, very sharp form right now. Kieran McGee claimed him back last out, and that A other than optional 20 down to 16. He gets him for 16, steps him up here for 20. Very crafty with this move. You get McCarthy aboard. McCarthy can absolutely dictate every step of the way in this race. If from the outside, I think if they're going slow, boom, the pulse can go right to the front. If there's a lot of early speed to his inside, he can sit a perfect stalking trip, 2nd or 3rd. I think McCarthy is going to have a nice veteran ride here in this race.
Yeah, it suits him well. And Sing Praises might be the only real stone speed threat to the pulse, but as you said, he'll have the measure of him. I think he does take command somewhere around the turn. He loved Laurel. We know that. He's going to try to transition. So I had a couple races over the Pimlico surface. We're not here as often, but he's certainly going to be tough. But I think Struth right back. This is the move for him.
All right, same 4 horses for us. The 1, Never Stop Looking, maybe a tough inside post, but in good form right now for Claudia. How about this drop here? We both have the 4 in there. Any Court in a Storm, dropping down from those 3 other thens, 2 other thens. This horse, he's made a bunch of money. He's been hasn't been in the best form recently, but Jason Egan dropping him into the open 20 here. It changes the rider. Sometimes that'll wake a horse up a little bit. Gets Fergal Lynch today. It should get a decent price here on Any Court in a Storm.
Yeah, he'll be around that 7-2, 3-1 range. Run against some killers.
Sure, absolutely.
This might go. Is he just
Say
sour?
Martini,
That's the biggest
right.
question with horses like this. Is he a little bit sour? But it picked the head up of Struth. Maybe he does the same for Any Court in a Storm.
You run against Say Mordini, and you're going to be.
Tale of You Dubai, who's red hot right now. Yeah.
All right,
He's
so
faced some killers.
this is a salty group here of
Mhm.
open. This is one of the features of the day. This open 20,000 claimer going 6 furlongs here in race 6. Nice race there to kick off the late pick 4. Let's turn the page. Race 7, wide open, claiming 7,500, 3 and up, going a mile and a 16th with the rail at 15 feet. And I'll go with the 6. Put it forward on top for trainer Jonathan Maldonado. Alex Centron gets aboard. A nice second at this level. Last out at Laurel Park. I had to come with a wide move around the quarter pole. Should get a nice trip here with Centron aboard today. I like the horse. The horse will be close up early on. He's not going to have to worry about coming from the clouds. He'll be right there with a nice stalking trip here today. Second race back off a brief freshening.
Yeah, he's okay. I mean, I ended up on him kind of like by process of elimination. Maybe
Right.
the most reliable horse you could put on top in this race. I think he'll be 5-2 in that 3-1 range. He's okay at the distance. What I liked last time is he was able to recover after being a little bit rank, steadying behind horses early. He made a move. He stayed fairly close to what was a quick pace and really didn't fade. He was fan wide at the head of the stretch. He kept trying to the wire. He'll have some targets up front with the one Great Carver Key. Dr. Goldfarb, I'm sure, will go ahead early. And Fracero likes to be up close. So I think he's going to be positioned well. Cintron will give him a good, strong ride home. Like I say, he's going to be a shorter price. Maybe the bomb price, though, the 2. Hard Drive Stand. How about this horse? Came from a mile back last time. This is a horse, though. He's got some back form on the turf course. Barn picking it up a little bit, Tim Vick. Doesn't have a lot of horses, but they're running better. They're improving. Hard Drive, I think, will have the right kind of flow up in front of him.
Yeah, decent effort last out at 169 to 1.
Yeah. You're not
Are
going
we
to
gonna get that today?
You're not going to get that today, no.
But should get a nice ground-saving trip with Steve Hamilton there. I like the 2. Yeah, I'll use the 2 in my top 3. We both have the one in there. Great Harbor K. Trevor McCarthy aboard for Corey Jensen coming out of that same put it forward race. I guess I'm not crazy about our top pick in this race either. I had Anawan on top. That horse is scratched, so I end up on put it forward. I kind of at a default as well. But we'll both like the 12. Frazero's run some big races. Just a question, is he ready to fire off the layoff, and can Caramonos maybe save some ground going into that first turn?
Absolutely. That's going to be the tough task for him. He doesn't like to come from too far off of it. He's going to need a perfect setup to get it done off the layoff.
All right, nice group of open 75 claimers going 2 turns on the grass there in race 7. Race 8, nice allowance feature of the day for Maryland breds, other than. This is for 3-year-olds and upward, going 6 furlongs to 1. It's the Journey. Doesn't really like to go right to the front. Likes to sit about mid-pack, maybe stalk. Julian Pimentel going to have to get a good trip leaving from the rail here today. A good second last out going a mile. A good second 2 starts to go at this level, going 3/4. Now they cut back to the 3/4 today. What kind of trip you think Pimentel's going to try to hope for here with the one? It's the Journey.
Well, the good thing is he's got kind of 2 horses that look like they're going to go right towards the front, right off the bat to his outside. So if those 2 horses break clean and go, I think he'll be able to draft up into position. He got going real late in that 2-back race, April the 14th, over at Laurel Park behind Dancing with Maud. I liked him a lot that day. He got a good setup. He just didn't finish with the flourish that I thought. He's the horse to beat, I believe. I think Parade of Nation might get a better trip. He was up pressing last time in that 2 Charlie's race. I think he's better positioned just a little bit off of, and he's going to have the targets today with the 2 and the 3. Gets the jump, one of these 2. Apollodor Damasco is moving in the right direction, though, but is it the sloppy sealed surfaces that have moved him up? That's the toughest call for him.
The 5 Parade, and I think McCarthy, same thing as the horse on the pulse. I think McCarthy's going to get a race, get a nice trip here on the 5 Parade of Nations, who's very, very honest. Kieran McGee claimed this horse 2 starts ago, a good third against Open Allowance Company last out. This horse is 1 for 1 here at Pimlico. This is a state-bred allowance race, so a little easier than that Open Allowance that was won by 2 Charlies. Was a good-looking winner in that race for Cal Lynch.
Yeah, he hasn't run bad. I mean, I'd
he
like
might
to see
be
his
going
next.
maybe the Chick Lang, maybe, I don't know.
That was an explosive move that horse made through the final 8th. Yeah.
All right, so Parade of Nations, McCarthy, going to be tough to beat there in race 8. That's a nice allowance feature of the day for Maryland breds, and yeah, that's a Chicklang. That's on Preakness Day, so we'll see if maybe two trial. That's going to be a good race at Chicklang. 200,000 this year. Going to have a nice group of runners in there, recruiting ready for Sagamore Farm. So all right, so we'll see. This is a nice sprint here though for Maryland breds. Allowance in race 8 to kick off the late daily double. Here we go with everybody's favorite, our bread and butter. The maiden 10 might be the strongest handle of the day. They bet 300,000-400,000 on these races. Maiden claiming 10,000. Filly and Mares 3 and up, 5.5 furlongs. Let's see if we can we agree. All right, we agree on the 11 a little bit here. The 11, my top pick. Jack's going to be the heavy favorite for Linda Rice and Trevor McCarthy. Yeah,
probably got him lined too high, or lined her too high at 9-5. There were some question marks, some interesting type of horses in here, but Jack's, if I'm not mistaken, that was a Haim Smith first to the beater last time out, right? Pledge of Love,
I believe,
for Dory. Got the job done. Jack's hung a little bit. She's going to be short. Let's try another flyer with the 5, Little Miss JoJo. I think this horse is going to show some speed. The mare was an 11-time winner, Stan. Had a lot of early gas. Lasix on with a barn. It's sneaky good with these kind of first-time starters, especially for a tag. Going to get an honest price on the 5, Little Miss JoJo.
Jerry Robb, always good for a number of years. Been very solid with his first-time starter. Small sample here. He's 27% positive ROI, so can't fault you there. Trying to get a nice price on top. The 5, Little Miss JoJo. I used the 9 in my Exacta Whiskey Chick for trainer Tim Key. Joe Moore Torres aboard this 3-year-old filly by Frisian Fire. They ran her against Maiden 25 in the debut. She was an okay 4th that day in a 6-horse field. Now they dropped right to the Maiden 10 here today. Gets a good outside post. Had an inside post there for the debut assignment. So a nice 15-1 price here on the 9 Whiskey Chick.
Yep, Whiskey Chick, okay. Dominic's Pride I'm going to throw into the mix. I think she'll be well positioned. This drop is what she needs. She's faced a couple tough types, Low Weekend being one of them. That Dares Gold to the rail is interesting. This horse took a lot of play first time out. Early, floated up to about 11-1. Did have a major excuse, stumbled at the break, was caught for wide, and made a nice little move mid-turn. Flattened out just a little bit, but on the home track here today with the blinkers, with a good break. I think That Dares Gold is another user at a square price.
All right, I'm 5 deep here in this race on my pick 6 ticket using the 2, 6, 8, 9, 11. If the favored gets a wide trip or something, the 11 Jacks could be wide open. So good luck with your long shot in that race. That Preakness Cupola you see right there in the middle of Keith and I, that's where the winner of the 142nd Preakness Stakes is going to be next Saturday. And you're a winner if you're going to be here with us next Saturday. Next Friday as well is going to be a great day, Black-Eyed Susan Day. 7 or 8 stake races that day, then 7 or 8 on Saturday, total of 15, basically stakes all day long next Friday and Saturday. They're taking entries today for Black-Eyed Susan Day. Get your tickets now at Preakness.com. Keep up with all the latest and greatest Preakness news as well. Great video, interviews with the trainers, lots of press releases coming out every day about the Preakness and all the other stake races. Total of 15 stake races for you next Friday and Saturday. Go to Preakness.com for all you need there for next Friday and Saturday. Good luck today. Turf, hopefully. We're on the turf. Fast on the main track. Good on the turf here. Dave Rodman, he's coming up next. We'll have today's scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.